Hello guys, today's video is about the brand new Witch Doctor buffs for the new PTR. All this information is subject to change. Big thank you to Diablo fans for data mining all this brand new information. Okay guys, what has changed for Witch Doctors? Okay, remember all this is subject to change, of course. Okay, all this here is pretty much the same. They're getting rid of the mana cost on a lot of the Witch Doctor abilities now because they're just redundant. Things like poison darts and corpse spiders. There's no mana cost for those anymore because they didn't really affect our mana anyway, so I just took it out. Okay, one thing they've changed is leeching beasts here. On live at the moment, 50% of the damage they do gets returned to themselves and you as life. They've changed that now, so the dogs give you 100% of the life on every attack. Okay, still doesn't sound great, but there is items in Ross now that increases your pet's damage by 100% and their attack speed by 100%. So pet builds could be viable using leeching beasts, maybe. Time will tell. Okay, let's carry on. All the poison darts are the same, apart from the mana reduction. All the spiders are exactly the same. Haunt has been changed slightly, guys. An enemy can be affected by Haunt by one time. Consuming Spirit, life return has gone up from 155, which is live at the moment, to 413 life per second. So that'd be quite useful when just keep yourself up and in PvP as well, which would be pretty cool. Okay, the rest of the stuff, the rest of the spirit runes are the same. Grasp of the Dead, let's have a look, is still the same. All the Grasp of the Dead runes are exactly the same. Hex is it's minor change in Hex, guys. Hedge magic now, the little dude that heals you, has gone from 1,861 to almost 5k life. 5k life there, 4,954 life. So a bit of a healing buff there, which is pretty decent. Maybe for hardcore, might be quite good for hardcore to keep yourself up and your teammates. So it could be quite useful. Sounds pretty cool. Okay, Soul Harvest Siphon. This rune at the moment is just useless because Vengeful Spirit rune has always been better because basically if you're using a lifesteal weapon, you just damage, then you get more life back. But what they've done, they've bumped this up. And live at the moment, it does 2,171, and they've bumped it up to almost 6k, 5,780 life for every enemy harvested. So that's not too bad. It's a bit better in the right direction. But this rune, guys, I was excited about what they've changed. This rune here, Languish. Currently, it just knocks out their movement speed by 80%, but they've made it now. It reduces their attack speed by 50% for 3 seconds. That's massive. So when you put in all those massive loads of mobs in now, you just go boom, and 50% of their attack speed's gone. 50% of their DPS has gone, guys. That's a game changer for farming. That's really, really good. If it goes live. But it was pretty cool. I like that rune. It's really nice. Okay, it's possible to keep this movement speed and attack speed, but debuff up pretty much indefinitely, because if we use Grave Injustice passive on the Witch Doctor as we kill him, it will refresh our Soul Harvest Languish pretty much all the time, so we can spam this almost. It depends how many mobs are around us, but we can pretty much spam this and keep everything debuffed by 50% attack speed and 80% movement. It's huge, really, really good. I'm really excited about that rune. Another rune I was really excited about what they changed is Swallow Your Soul. At the moment, you just gain 39 mana for every mob around you. It's crap, basically. It's a crap rune. But what they've done now, you gain mana and increase your maximum mana by 5% for every enemy harvested. This is massive for Cob users and Bear users. Clarbats and Bear users, guys. This is massive. So basically, you just go in there, you click, you get some extra mana, and you get 5% mana for every mob around you. So you have a giant mana pool, and you can just go crazy with your abilities, basically, guys. So this is a bit of a game changer. This is pretty cool. So all those abilities that we like to spam that cost loads of mana, you can now. It's pretty cool. I like this. Swallow Your Soul. I'll be definitely looking to this with a bear build. Bear build, definitely. This would be great for bears. Really good for bears. Really cool. Okay, down to Sacrifice. Sacrifice now says only summoned zombie dogs may be sacrificed. Does this mean circle life builds are now redundant? Not too sure yet. But it looks like you can only sacrifice the dogs you actually summon through the zombie dogs. The actual ability you actually click for your dogs. So it could suck a bit. We're not too sure yet. All this stuff is subject to change. We don't know yet. Okay, Provoke the Pack is still exactly the same, thank God, leave that alone. And guys, this next rune, if this goes live, this is just absolutely crazy. For the Master Rune, at the moment, heals you for 6,202 life per dog. So if you're using Zombie Hand, you can have 4. It's like a 24k heal, almost a 25k heal. They've upped it to 16,515 per dog. That is just absolutely huge, absolutely huge, absolutely crazy. So we're talking God mode basically. We're talking God mode. So say we've got 4 dogs out. So that's a 66,000 heal every time you detonate your dogs for the Master Rune on 0 dogs. That is huge. So, oh my god, that's just crazy. That is just so mad. 66,000 heal. That's most 0 dogs people's life bar in one click. Bang, full health. Bang, full health. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Nuts. That is just crazy. I can't believe they put that in. I think that might actually be a little bit overpowered. I love my Witch Doctor. You know what I mean? I love it. But I think that might be a little bit overpowered. But saying that though, I have heard some rumours that the monsters in Reaper of Souls are going to be really hard. So maybe that's why they're upping all the life gain across all the classes, not just Witch Doctors. Loads, all the classes are gaining life, extra life abilities at the moment. It's crazy. Okay, let's go through to Locust Swarm. Locust Swarm is still exactly the same. They haven't changed nothing for Locust Swarm. That's exactly the same as it always been. Okay, Spirit Barrage has been changed a little bit. The baseline ability of this is still the same. Phlebotomize has been changed. At the moment, it gives you 3% damage dealt as life with Spirit Barrage. So it's like a minor life still. It's not particularly that great. They've changed that now to enemies hit have a 100% chance to be charmed for 2 seconds. So basically, we've got a charm spell. That's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty sweet, man. So if you're using some sort of spam build with Spirit Barrage, you can charm everything around you. That's pretty cool. Lock them down while you have your new pets going in there, smashing them up and all that. Be pretty cool. Or just bomb them with your bears now with the other ability. It's pretty interesting actually. It's pretty cool. Will of Souls is exactly the same. That's not been changed whatsoever. That's still the best DPS one we've got under Spirit Barrage. Spirit Willing is exactly the same. Okay, Horrify has been changed slightly. Base Rune is still exactly the same. Let's have a look. Ruthless Terror. Instead of gaining 27 mana for every enemy horrified, you now gain 2,695%. That must be a typo, or must be a typo. But basically, it just means click, you got a full mana bar. Basically. Okay, Firebomb, the mana reduction, the cost of a mana bomb, Firebomb, sorry, is gone. It's absolutely gone. And let's have a look. All the runes are exactly the same at the moment. I was really hoping for Acid Cloud to be changed, but they haven't changed it yet. Like I said, this is all early test on the alpha stage of the ROS client. But Acid Cloud at the moment is still exactly the same. It's exactly the same at the moment, which is a bit of a shame because there's some runes on there, say like Corpse Bomb, that could really use some love, and it's just no one uses Acid Cloud past after what MP5 on Inferno. No one really uses Acid Cloud. It's not awesome. Not enough DPS, but who knows? They might change it. Okay, Gargantuan is still exactly the same. They haven't changed anything with Garg. I was really hoping that Wrathful Protector would be better because it only lasts 15 seconds and it just doesn't really do anything. All it does, it just does a little bit of knockback and makes his damage turn to fire. It's not particularly that great. I was hoping to say like this thing does like crazy amounts of damage while it's up for 15 seconds to make it worthwhile on your bar. Okay, let's have a look. Mass Confusion is still exactly the same. All the runes are the same at the moment on live. Spirit Walk is the same. Yes, just a few typos there. Fetish Army. Now, I was really hoping Fetish Army would have been changed, especially in the cooldown area. At the moment, it's 120 seconds, which ain't great. But there is some new items that does. There's one new ring actually. That's what's on one of my old videos that I just posted a second ago. That reduces cooldown every time one of your fetishes hits an enemy by 1 second, which is pretty cool. And it also reduces Big Bang Voodoo as well by 1 second. This new magical ring, legendary ring. So that's pretty cool. So Fetish Army could be viable through the items, through that new ring that's coming out in ROS, which is pretty cool. But at the moment, all the rest of the runes are exactly the same. Okay, zombie charger. Let's have a look. Is pretty much exactly the same actually. Yep, it's all exactly the same. So zombie charger is exactly the same, guys. There's no changes to zombie charger, unfortunately. Okay, fire bats. I was a bit worried about this, but thankfully they're not touching our clouder bats. Thank God. Our cob super damage builds. Okay, dire bats is still exactly the same, just some wording changes. Vampire bats, they have changed. Currently, vampire bats, guys, gives you 2.5% of the damage done as life. But they've changed that to fire bats no longer has a channeling cost. So basically, you can just hold down this particular vampire bats down for indefinite damage. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So we've got a permanent channel ability there that doesn't cost any power. It won't do great damage though. Nothing like it won't compare to cob or anything, but that's pretty cool though. It's not a bad idea, I guess. No one used this vampire rune, to be honest. So if it's got no channeling cost, it would open up different. Thinking of it, actually, it would open up different builds for us. Actually, if this doesn't cost any power, then we can stack shitloads of attack speed, crit, mempo, crit chance, all that sort of stuff. Really, really high, crazy IAS and damage, and pump this up. So this rune actually could be very viable through gear. Says it's got no channeling cost. Interesting, yeah. Go for Mempo, 4 attack speed, 1 hand setup, and just burn everything to the floor. That rune could actually be very, very good with gearing setup. Interesting, interesting. Like I said, guys, they changed a lot of good things. Okay, Plague of Toads. They've got rid of the mana cost now because it just doesn't take any mana. Toads of Furiousness at the moment is still exactly the same. It just swallows one enemy for 5 seconds, does crap all damage. So I'm quite sad that they didn't change that to something a bit better. Okay, and the rest of the runes are exactly the same. Big Bad Voodoo. Thankfully, they've not changed anything. Just some wording changes. Wall of Zombies, 28 yards wide. I think that's the same what is live at the moment. Okay, Barricade, Crucial Whistle of Zombies, Pylon. They've taken Pylon's knockback off. That's stupid. You need Pylon's knockback to make it viable, so I don't know why they've done that. But again, you know, it's early patch notes. Maybe they're putting the knockback back onto Pylon, Wall of Zombies Pylon. I think that's a mistake from Blizzard, to be honest. Knocks them back. They've taken it off. I think it's a bit silly. Okay, guys, these are the brand new abilities for the Witch Doctor, which is pretty crazy, actually. Okay, Creeping Death. Sounds like a passive. Your Haunt and Locust Swarm's abilities last almost forever. This is huge. Okay, so most of us use Locust Swarm Pestilence rune, yeah. So it just spreads across the mobs like crazy, yeah. And it ticks for a few, like 5 or 6 ticks, whatever it is, and gives you quite good life steal back. If it lasts almost forever, can you imagine how much life steal we're going to have? That's going to be crazy. Not to mention Haunt as well. So you can have Haunt with a mana rune, for instance. Tag one monster. And you've got almost permanent mana, guys, coming from that one mob all the time. That's crazy. It's a mad, mad passive. Creeping Death. Very interesting because it's going to open up the other Locust Swarm abilities as well. Like the very last rune that does the massive fire damage, for instance. No one ever uses that rune because it doesn't spread that well. But if it lasts forever, you know, you're burning mobs, it's going to eventually spread. It's going to have time to spread, the fire ring one on the Locust Swarm Pestilence. So it's going to make different things. It's going to be interesting to try. I can't wait to try it. I can't wait to try it out. It's going to be cool. Okay, we've got another passive here, guys, called Physical Attunement. What it does is you gain 60 physical resistance for every enemy with 8 yards. This range is increased by your gold and pickup radius. Okay, so basically physical resist. That's actually quite good for every enemy within 8 yards, and you can boost it up. So as a doc, say we're playing a Cloud of Bats Witch Doctor, we run in with Pestilence like what 50, 100 mobs, and you get an extra 60 physical resist per one. So if we're doing things like say Field of Misery farming, where a lot of the mobs are like those little goat dudes, and charging beasts, physical resist is going to be a good thing to have. So that'd be pretty cool, actually. You make yourself super tanky. Another good thing for hardcore as well, actually. Physical resistance for hardcore, that'd be pretty cool. Pretty nice. Okay, this other passive I was quite interested about as well. Midnight Feast. Okay, the stat of it is you can have 1 additional zombie dog summoned at one time, and the damage of your zombie dogs and gargantua is increased by 50%. So pet builds, guys, might be viable with the new jewelry I've got another video I just did a second ago with the new jewelry that increases your pet damage by 100% and your attack speed by 100% for your pets. So pet builds might actually now be viable. Also, guys, if this works for Fetish Army, if this works for Fetish Army as well, those rings as well, that's going to be crazy. So pet builds might actually be viable in Inferno at last as a DPS. It's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool. Interesting. So we can have one additional dog now from Midnight Feast, then put on Zombie Handler as well. So that's 5 dogs. 5 dogs on the guard. 6 pet setup. Then we could use Gidbin, which summons what, another 6 to 8 fetishes. Then Fetish Army as well on top. So we could actually have pet build at very long last. A bit like the Necromancer. Be pretty sweet, man. Be cool. Okay, right. And this last ability, guys, just seems crazy. Okay, it's called Carrion Swarm. Description: summons a swarm of carrion insects. That's a bit like Locust Swarm Pestilence. At the target location for 10 seconds. Within a 21-yard radius. That's massive. That's like 0 dogs AoE. It's big. It's big. It's very big. The swarm envelops any creature that touches it, causing the enemies to take 50% increased damage for 10 seconds. That is massive, absolutely huge. So, for instance, anyone who's using like Cobb bears, and 0 dogs would be so good for this because the AoE radius on it. They take 50% increased damage. 50%! Can you imagine that? That'd be so amazing in group play as well. Say get people to bloody round up all the mobs, bring them in, then you drop this brand new Carrion Swarm, AoE the shit out of them, and then start nuking the crap out of them. Could be crazy. And also, guys, when an enemy dies under the effects of the swarm, it spreads to nearby enemies. Wow! So when they die, it's going to start spreading and infecting and cursing them for an extra 50% damage. Wow. Okay, we've got a few runes as well, guys. That's just the baseline ability of what this thing does. That is just crazy. Say, Rune A. Reduce the movement speed of all effective enemies by 30%. So that's pretty cool. So if you've got a lot of fast enemies that are trying to get you really quickly, you can put this rune on and snare them all by 30%. Really cool. Okay, Rune B. Gain 5% mana for each afflicted enemy. That's cool. So if you're using Cloud of Bats or Bears, for instance, this would be great because you just gain mana and just keep smashing those bears out and holding down your channel for your fire bats. Really cool, really cool. Okay, now this is one that mind-blowed me. This one here. Rune C. Enemies that die under the effect of the swarm have a 20% chance to drop a health globe. You think, okay, it's not that great. But what I was looking at, guys, if these extra health globes are dropping, yeah, and you're using a 0 dogs build, say, for this particular Carrion Swarm thing, you say you're using 0 dogs, so you're already spamming loads of health globes, yeah? Then you've got an extra 20% chance for every enemy dying that they're going to drop another health globe. There's a new ring in Ross, which was on the previous video, that makes every health globe picked up explode for 100% weapon damage in something like a 30 to 40 yard AoE. Okay? So that I was looked at this and I was like, holy shit, you can basically just bring in a whole lot of mobs, lock them down and just go BOOM! Just blow the shit out of them. It'd just be incredible. I can't wait. Holy crap. Yeah, all this is subject to change, but it's exciting. Even if one of these things gets through, guys, it's just going to be mad. It makes me wonder why they're making everything so strong. Because, like I said earlier, they must be making the mobs a lot stronger. A lot stronger. Okay, and the last rune is Rune D. Increases the radius of swarm by 150%. So it goes massive. It'd be like, what's that, it's about 60 yards. My math ain't great, but it's about 60 yards or so. A 60 yard AoE. It'd be pretty much the whole screen. You just click it and it's going to go bang, and the whole screen is going to be covered in these little weird bugs that are cursing everything for 50% extra damage. Amazing. And there you go, guys. That's the run through for the Witch Doctor. Hope you find this video useful. Like I said earlier, all this stuff is subject to change. Okay, this is just the alpha stage, but like I said, even a few things got to get through. It's going to be great. It's going to be really, really cool. And there you go, guys. Just usual, please like and subscribe. And as soon as I get any more information, I'll get back to you. Cheers, guys. See you soon. Bye bye.